9 a.m. here in Los Angeles. And it is Tuesday, October 22nd, AD 2024. And we're going to have a fun, loosey-goosey, the Hake Report show, guys. Sorry about that. I forgot what I was doing. Going to have a fun, loosey-goosey, the Hake Report show. If you please, and if you don't please. We will talk about, what was it that I wanted to touch on? There was some crazy stuff in the news. Lame-o Liz Cheney acting like she wants you to vote your conscience and don't tell anybody. Good advice, interestingly, but she thinks that means not voting for our greatest president, Trump. Oh, please, give me a break. Give me a break. McDonald's is kind of under attack. CNN is taking up for them because CNN knows, Common Nonsense Network knows that McDonald's are for the illegals at large. But one McDonald's franchise worked with Trump, and the franchises do have their freedom to a certain level. But the liberals hate for you to have your freedom. We're looking at the beautiful brook, bubbling brook. Well, I don't see bubbling, but flowing creek in the mountains. Did you know that there are mountains? San Gabriel Mountains, I think. So we'll see what all we get to. I will get to your calls, guys, if you'd like to call in. 1-888-775-3773. Your super chats. I did see a couple come in from Lin Yan Chen. Thank you, man. You can go to thehakereport.com if you're not sure how to super chat. There's various places. What's up, Rumble crew? What is up, Facebook people? The faithful. Nice to see ya. Wow. Whoa, there's Hake in the world. Whoa, Hake has shorts on. You know he's not at work. He's upside down. I don't remember this. Anyway, well, maybe not. Hey, what's up, Bethany, Jennifer? Anyway, guys, let's just get right on with the show!
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
Hey, guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
So, how you guys doing? I am fine. I am wearing my nice, the Hake Report La 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 t-shirt. You can get yours by going to, maybe let me straighten myself out over here. You can get yours by going to thehakereport.com, like I just told you to go find out how to super chat. And it's in the Teespring store. If Teespring works for you, I may mosey on it, migrate over to, don't tell Teespring, but I may mosey on over to Printify, because that seems to work for JLP. But a shout out. Hake is too old for that shirt. You're brutal, Crackerzack 138. You're brutal. Brutal truth. Hake gonna give himself an aneurysm. No, I don't joke like that. Woof. Yeah, but it has a monkey covering his ears saying the Hake Report, and then it says la la la. Isn't it kind of fun? It's desert pink. It's desert pink. Alpha man pink. I know it doesn't sound like it goes together, but it's okay, I think. For some. Some people can pull it off, make it work. Is it working? Anyway. So, let's see. T-shirts. the Hake Report.creator-spring.com. Get yours. Nice. It's an amazing shirt, Hake. Thank you, C-Sal. It's salmon. No, it's pink. It's desert pink, though. As pink goes, desert pink is okay, I think. Anyway, before I get into these stories, I'd like to take a call or two. You can call in 1-888-775-3773. Mary is a first-time caller from Pennsylvania on the line here. Mary, thank you for calling. What's up?
Hi.
Hey.
Oh, hi. I hope you can hear me okay.
I can.
Awesome. I called to see a couple months ago, and I've been struggling with fulfilling his advice. I mean...
You called JLP a couple months ago and are struggling with following his advice?
Well, sort of, yeah, and like understanding the difference between practical fear and anger fear.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well...
Maybe I'm being impatient about it, but there's things that need done in my life, and I don't know whether to wait. I mean, what appealed to me most about the silent prayer was the fact that he says, you just do this, and it'll take care of itself. You won't have to do anything. I like that a lot. I like the idea of not having to do anything, because I don't know what to do. I still don't know.
Yeah.
Really what to do. I mean, I sort of know. I think I know what to do, but I don't think I can do it.
Do you sometimes do stuff that you don't know that you should do, but you do it because you kind of think that you want to do it, or you think you should do something and you end up doing something?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to shorten this somehow. I come from a family, there's a lot of mentally ill people in my family.
Nice.
My mother. My father's mother.
Do you mean like the professionals call them mentally ill, or do you mean that you call them that? Okay.
No, they're diagnosed schizophrenic, and my father's mother killed herself.
Oh.
Before I was born, and well, I don't know if it's obvious. And then he married my mother, who was diagnosed schizophrenic, and I grew up with her because she left him. And, I've forgiven them both, or I think I have, because obviously she couldn't help it, being insane. And now, my husband is exhibiting symptoms. He's exhibiting symptoms that I've been in denial about, and it never occurred to me until I started doing the silent prayer that it could very well be mental illness.
Well, if you think about it, we're all mentally ill, spiritually ill.
Yeah. No, that's definitely true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
What's your concern? You feel like you're going to be obligated to report your dad to get him taken away against his will into the
my husband.
Oh, your husband.
No, I don't think so. I don't want to do that.
Right.
But we have a couple of little kids, and we've been living in hotels for several months.
Oh yeah, you called into JLP.
Yeah, you remember.
I sort of remember that detail.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're the one. You've called a number of times to JLP, right?
Yes,
you're the one who.
I have. Yes, because
he's the one who said, "Stop driving your husband crazy."
Yes, I know. I'm really trying not to. I've laid my weapon down. I'm not fighting.
Nice.
I called.
Have you talked to your husband about it?
Session. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yes. I'm trying to convince him that this issue he's having could very well be not externally caused, and he's just not there yet. He's not willing to accept that. And it doesn't seem like there's any end in sight for us to be out of the situation.
But hey, really a lot of times you can't see the end.
No. That's true.
But it may happen, or it works itself out. The less you do, sometimes the better.
Committed to I don't want to. Sorry, I have children.
I know, I can hear them. Cute.
Sorry. I'm sorry, audience. I'm sorry. When I first called Jesse on the private counseling session.
Nice.
Yeah, it was great. And up until then, I'd been totally committed to.
And that was just you, or okay, never mind. That's
yeah,
not,
just me.
Okay,
Just me. It was just me. I wanted to see it through. I was just willing to suffer.
oops. Yeah.
The marriage. And he's like, well, why don't you just leave? And I'm like, no, Jesse, don't give me this option. Why don't I just leave?
No, but he didn't. He wasn't giving you the option. He was asking why you don't. It wasn't saying he wasn't giving or taking away the option. He's just asking. I mean, it sounds like.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you don't let yourself even consider leaving, if only even for a time or whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's dramatic, and
it's dramatic to leave.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
No, just the kids. I can't. I don't want to put them through that one.
Taking the kids with them, or with you, or leaving them with him?
Oh God, either one. Either one. Sounds awful.
Have you talked to your husband about this?
Terrible. But at the same time, I also have this. It's very tempting, and but it seems wrong because children need a father, even if he's having issues. But I don't know. See, I just wanted to bounce it off to somebody else.
Oh.
Another person.
Have you bounced it off your husband?
Geez. Yeah.
You've bounced off.
Yeah, I have. You know what? I did. I have, because I said, if you can't decide, where to live, I mean.
No. That's not bouncing it off of him. That's sort of almost like a threat or something.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
You could just say, hey, I'm thinking that it's very tempting for me to just leave.
Yeah.
At least for the now. And I'm not sure whether to take the kids with me or have you take care of them.
Okay.
I mean, you could say that.
Yeah, that's very on the table. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess I've always sort of had this idea that I should be sort of subtle about it.
No, I don't think you should be subtle necessarily, because people don't pick up on subtlety.
That's true.
You have to point out the obvious. Sometimes.
Yeah, men too, especially.
Yeah, we don't know what you guys are talking about a lot of the times.
True. Yeah, you can't read my mind.
You guys think that we're saying something that we're not saying when we don't come out and say something, because we're not thinking that thing that you think that we're thinking.
That's true. It's like that meme. Yeah.
There was one time that somebody thought I broke up with her. Some gal thought I broke up with her, when it was pretty clear that she broke up with me, but she thought I broke up with her because she assumed something based on something that I said.
Okay. All right.
So that type of stuff, I encourage you to just be clear.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, good. I don't like making
I
decisions.
split my infinitive there. Be clear. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I was never very good at grammar, actually.
Yeah.
I don't even know what an infinitive is.
Yeah.
All right. That makes sense. I mean, because I can't,
And
I worry about, is it hurting the kids to stay? Is it hurting them to leave? And I say the silent prayer.
But that worrying is causing even more problems for you and your kids.
I know. Oh, God, you're right. Thank you.
And now you're worried about worrying.
Yes. I'm insane. I know. It's okay. I know. That's another thing. I've been seeing it in myself as well. I'm like, I have to address the insanity in me, because obviously I have it too, a little bit.
And
or a lot.
And keep respecting your husband. Like, I don't know if you are or aren't, but respect him anyway. But you have to deal with your life.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
And
I'm trying to. Well, it's so tough because it's like an OCD kind of thing, and it's like, there's just a lot of hand washing. And...
Are you doing the assignment, JLP's church assignment?
Which one was that?
Don't judge with thoughts, looks, eye rolls.
Yeah,
emotions.
I was not very good at it. I lost that game almost immediately. So I'll keep doing it. I'm just going to keep doing it.
Nice.
I'm going to try. Thank you. See, I like this. I like not doing anything. I like not doing anything particular. Because once he presented the option to me, I was like, oh my gosh, I could just do that right now. And this would be the best time if I was to do that. But it doesn't feel right at all. Not that I should be going by feelings, but it feels, nothing feels right.
I can relate in that there are sometimes solutions, physical solutions to these situations that we get in. And sometimes the simplest, easiest solution is the one you don't even let yourself think of. And somebody brings it up and you're like, oh, really? I don't know if I can do that. But it's such a relief to do the right thing.
Yeah, it would be. I still don't know what that is. For sure.
Right. Well, talk to your husband about it. Maybe he'll help make it clear for you.
Oh gosh, what if he can't? What if he's not capable of?
Don't live in the what if. Just see how it goes.
Okay. I like waiting and seeing.
And even if he quote unquote it can't. Never mind the if. Whatever however he responds and however you respond, you'll then the next thing will be clear for you to do.
Okay. I hope so.
Is it clear that you should talk to him about it?
Yes.
Then stick with that and don't worry about the next step after that.
Right. Good. Okay. I'll do that.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice hearing from you. He's not saying Hake. I know that, but neither is this gal, and none of us are. We're insane. I know that you. It sounds like you and your husband are on another level right now, but you'll be back. Yeah. There was this insane possessed person who talked to Jesus, or Jesus talked to him, and then he was dressed and in his right mind after that. So people are.
Yeah, that's true. I've heard people actually. I sent in a little a suggestion to have Jerry Marzinski on the Fallen State.
Yeah, send your tips to the Fallen State.
Yeah. He's a guy. He says that schizophrenia is not actually a mental illness at all. It's demons.
Wow.
And he's not a religious guy.
Right.
He's not a religious guy. He came at this from a scientific approach, and he said, "Why are all these voices saying the same things, and acting the same across all these people?"
I told you science is cool.
Yeah, it is sometimes. When it's not fake, it's cool.
Right on, Mary. Appreciate your call in PA.
Thank you so much.
I love PA, Pennsylvania.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye. That's fun. Isn't that fun? You know what else is fun? Or who else is fun? Stephen in Maryland, who's on the line right now. Thank you for calling, Stephen. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
I'm doing fine as well.
I called to give my friend Mark a little history lesson.
Your friend Mark?
Yeah,
I didn't know you guys were friends.
Yeah, we best buddies. Didn't you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Well, he hates me. That's why we good friends.
Oh, true. Yeah. People who hate each other, oftentimes they become friends.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, the lesson I want to give him about the Haitian thing and slave revolt down in Haiti.
Uh-huh.
The guy's name was Toussaint Overture. He was an ex-slave, and he killed every white folk he could find down there and sent the rest of them back to France.
And France is doing marginally better than Haiti, but they're both going down. Haiti's going down, and France is going down. Isn't that terrible?
Don't make no difference. Them white folks out of there.
Oh. That's not good. You think that's a good thing?
Yeah. Hey, they free. Do what they want to do.
They're not
go down or they go up. Makes no difference.
Freedom and Satan. Country. There's a couple of different types of freedom, and I would not want Haitian freedom.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Haiti was probably better off under the French.
Right. Okay. Moving right along.
Okay. Nice.
And the Irish. He takes credit for all these things the other white people do from different countries, like all this technology.
That's right. He's not taking credit. He's acknowledging the other whites. He's not pretending that it was him.
Yes, he is. He take them. Yeah, he said whites did it.
Right.
Whites with all this technology, going to the moon.
Yeah.
Finding all this stuff.
Isn't that cool? Did we go to the moon?
The Germans.
Nice.
Germans and Jewish people.
What about the Anglos?
I love Jewish people.
Did Anglos do it too?
Say what?
Anglos.
Yes, them too.
Nice.
Yeah, they're white. Right.
True.
In the country. But anyway, because I love the Jews.
Good.
The Jews stuck with help black people out. Because remember those...
Oh, that part's not good.
That
part is not good.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't think so.
They help black people.
Not the good kind of help.
Yes, it did. You remember the vote thing in Mississippi? When the 3 civil rights workers was killed, voters?
Voters?
Yeah.
Way back in like the 60s or something, right?
Right. The 2 white guys was Jewish.
Uh-huh.
And one was black.
Okay.
And the bad thing about it, I feel sorry for him. Goodwin, he was still alive when they buried him under that dam.
That's a terrible thing. Is that true?
That's true. But he had clumps of clay in his hands when they dug the bodies up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's trying to get out. That was terrible.
It sounds horrific, man. I disavow that completely, obviously. That's a true disavowal. That's not just for the sake of the channel. That's evil. Sounds like.
Anyway, he called this lady, Luazo, the white lady from Detroit, he called her a communist.
She might have been.
She wasn't a communist. Just because she come to help black people vote.
A lot of times those people are communists.
Why?
Because they take up for black people and not in the right way.
That's the right way. She came down there to help the voter registration.
But what's good about that? They're voting all dumb now.
How do you not?
Yeah,
You're right, some of them are dumb. They're voting for Trump.
Well, that's
I'm not wrong with that. I agree.
Nice. So voting for Trump is not dumb.
Any black person vote for Trump is a dummy.
Oh, dummies for Christ.
Christ?
Yes.
He far from Christ is the man in the moon.
That doesn't mean that he's not Christ's brother.
Man.
Trump is hated just like Christ is hated for telling the truth.
Trump has never told the truth in his life.
That's not true.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, Christ didn't have 3 wives.
I know, but some people repent.
Christ did cheat on his wife while she was pregnant.
It's in the past, and that's not proven.
And his wife is not with him now.
Well, the wife...
What's the deal? What's the story?
Melania is with him still, right?
No, she's not.
Melania left Trump?
He's in Florida.
Yeah, and? Where's Melania?
In New York.
Like they're living... They're separated?
Yes, sir.
Separated just because they're living in... Just because she's looking out for her son right now? I mean, maybe she's been...
The boy's 18 now. He's 19.
I know.
19 years old.
Hopefully he can get away from his mother.
What are you going to get away from his mother for?
Because he's 19 years old, like you said. He's a man.
Okay.
Is he really 18?
He's probably still in school.
Barron Trump.
Yeah, Barron Trump.
18 years old. Born in 2006, and he's 18. March 2006. Height. What's his height? He's 6'9", according to Google, which is not necessarily accurate. But
his mother is 5'11".
Wow, that's one tall lady.
Kind of thin though.
Slovenian.
My friend Mark. Tell him don't hate on Mr. Lazo. That girl who got killed by them.
Oh yeah, I mean, just because somebody's communist doesn't justify being violent against them.
That's right. They had no business shooting that woman in the head.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
No, I don't know what story you're referring to, but according to you, this is what happened. And if that's true,
Well,
what
you
you're
wasn't here.
saying, I don't think it's right.
You wasn't here.
I was a twinkle in my mother's eye and my father's eye, really.
You wasn't even a twinkle, not in the 60s.
My parents were
You
alive.
didn't get hit through the 80s, right?
I was born in 1981.
There you go. So you wasn't even a twinkle.
I don't know.
So, anyway, that's my lesson for today. I'm done.
Well, thank you for your history lesson. I appreciate it.
Stephen out.
All right, bye. Oh, speaking of, our history teachers, Mark in Los Angeles. What's up, Mark?
How you doing, Hake? I wanted to talk to that dope. I wish you would have put me on with him. He's so low IQ, it's pathetic. On one hand, he applauds the murder, genocide of the white people in Haiti. On one hand, he's all for it and loving it.
Good
on
point.
The other hand, on the other hand, he marries a white trash woman. So, I mean, the guy's a hypocrite at best. He's a white hater for sure.
Yeah.
And Viola Louisa was shot by an FBI man, not by a Klansman, you dope.
Oh.
I know the dope is listening, but he is so low IQ, you really can't get through to him. He's just a dummy. He's a useful idiot for the
Right.
communists and the white haters, and he knows it.
Well,
Why would he marry
I
a
caution all people not to believe things that they hear on the Hake report from Hake or callers, because we may not have it right.
Well, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Anybody could research the
True.
Louisa killings, and it was a setup by the FBI, and the communists were surrounding Martin Luther King. I sent you that book. I know you haven't read it yet. But
Not yet.
It'll profile who they were. Bayard Rustin. I don't have all the names, but let's take Bayard Rustin. Communist, admitted communist, homosexual who got arrested in somewhere in Southern California for getting it on with another homosexual at a restroom. I think it was in Pasadena. And he's evil, and he was the one that organized the farce on Washington, D.C., called the March on Washington in 1963. And you notice how the dummy and that low IQ guy, Stephen, loves Jews for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, those are not good reasons. Yeah, because that's where a lot of these Jewish people go wrong, is with the identifying with victimhood that the blacks have. That's not good.
Well, and look how the blacks talk about the Jews. Jesse Jackson called New York City Hymietown back in 1984. The blacks, I've talked to the ADL. I mean, I talked to Satan. You know, I like to see what the other side says. And they told me, the ADL girl I got on the phone, she said that the biggest anti-Semites in America, I don't like that term,
right,
for the sake of argument, the biggest anti-Semites in America today are the Negroes.
Yeah.
There's no threat from the Nazis. There's no threat from the Klan. Them and the Muslims are the worst enemies the Jews have. And not that I'm being sympathetic to them, because the Negro will bite the hand that feeds them.
Right.
The Jews were the lawyers. They were the financiers. They were basically the hidden leaders of the civil rights movement.
Yeah.
And that's why the dope in Baltimore likes them. What a patsy. I mean, what a patsy. And,
it's a mess.
I just wanted to get that straight. I wanted to let the audience know not to be gaslit by a low IQ dope from Baltimore or Phoenix or any of them other places, because these people are just white haters.
Yeah.
There's no compromise with them. You cannot compromise with Satan and his followers.
Well, you know what? If you're going to get along in America today, they are so numerous, and their useful idiots are so numerous. I know that you say there's no compromise with them, but I don't think we can help but compromise with them in order to have some semblance of peace. For example, abortion is so wanted by like a third or half the country that you just have to let them have their abortion and let them kill their babies because they're intent on doing it. They've infiltrated all of the courts and the government that the only thing that's going to, there's nothing that's going to stop them.
It's basically child sacrifice.
Right.
Either vote for us to kill our babies, or we're going to vote for the commie Democrats.
Yeah.
And you say we have to make peace with them. How do you make peace with the devil?
I just mean that you stay away from the devil. Like
I do.
And it's not making peace with the devil in that sense. You're just keeping peace as far as it depends on you, not picking fights with people who are possessed by the devil.
Okay, I got you. I agree.
Yeah.
But for example, I'll give you a perfect example of how getting along leads to our demise. I think I called a couple of weeks ago and mentioned about how the Civil Rights Bill was passed basically by extortion. Either you give us civil rights so we can get your women, or we're going to tear the country down. Okay? And then when it came to Rodney King, either we're going to prosecute these cops in the Simi Valley situation, or we're going to burn L.A. down. George Floyd, either you put, what's his name, the police officer?
Derek Chauvin. Yeah.
Yeah, I pray for him every night.
Nice.
But either you put Derek Chauvin in jail, or we'll tear the country down.
Right.
So how do you make peace with this mentality?
In that sense, no. Those are instances where they should not have done that. Those were kiss-ups who were changing the law. I mean, violating the law, really, under pressure. Prosecuting George Zimmerman for another example. They weren't going to prosecute him because they knew that it was basically a self-defense situation. But they prosecuted him because of the outcry and, like you said, the threats from the unreasonable blacks. Those are instances where you don't. You don't do that. And you know what? There's a way to get along. There's a way to keep the peace. You have guys like Ron DeSantis, who was governor of Florida. He did not put up with any Black Lives Matter riots, and they didn't have as much destruction, I don't believe, as the other places.
Well, not only that, if you look at the civil rights movement in the 1960s, there were riots in every major northern and western city. I'm talking about Watts, Newark, Detroit, Chicago, Cleveland, all northern cities where they took down the barriers of segregation. Mm-hmm, but in the South, during that same period of time, in the 60s, there were no major race riots. There were some racial flare-ups here and there, but there was nothing like Newark anywhere in the South. There was nothing like Watts because the white man had control. The only way we're going to have peace is through separation.
And you know what? I bet you part of it is that the blacks down there were of better character than the blacks in the cities.
What was happening was a lot of them were going up north. A lot of the Negroes in the South that were otherwise tame, they were going up north. They got a taste of our white women, among other things, and they went back down south with a corrupted, indoctrinated, white-hating philosophy, which lives on today. Like I said before, every one of our major cities was burned down in the 60s by these people. Now these same people run those cities, and they're not fit to live in.
I have somebody in the chat who has a question for you. I'm looking at it. He wants to know why do you refer to the Haitian Revolution as a genocide?
Because every white person was killed because of the color of their skin. And they were brutalized, and they were children. It wasn't just adult males. It was white women, men, and children. It was a genocide that these devils are proud of, just like Nat Turner, the biggest white killer in the history of the U.S. He's glorified by these savages.
I know.
So their worst people are the ones they glorify. They call guys like Jesse Lee Peterson and Uncle Tom.
Right.
And he's only trying to do the right thing. He's speaking the truth. Believe me, if all the blacks were like Jesse, there would be no race problem.
Yeah, I
know.
But
we don't actually have a race problem. Now we have a problem race. As Exhibit A would be Stephen from Baltimore. Exhibit A for stupidity, ignorance, and hatred, outright hatred for the white man. Hatred to the point where they want to kill us. Did I answer his question okay?
I thought that it was fair enough. Yeah. I appreciate it.
It was a genocide. You're welcome.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, sir. God bless you, and I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Take care. Gregatron, a common super chatter, says, my grandparents moved from the north to the south. Yeah. There are people today and over the last 10, 20 years, 30 years maybe, who've been moving from the cities because of the immigration problem back to the South. In part because of the immigration problem, the crime, the illegal alien gangs who are targeting the blacks over the past 20 or 30 years, or have been targeting. I don't know if they're still targeting to this day. They kind of finished them off. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Let me get to some super chats before I get back to calls. I will get back to your calls. Appreciate them, guys. But I also appreciate your supers. Lin Yan Chin with a couple of super chats. You went full stream of conscious mess. Oh, I just realized he put mess. You know, like stream of consciousness, but he says conscious mess in segue after segue to evade understanding how or why seamless, pardon my slightly plugged up nose, describes any breath flow. It means smooth, slow, and silent. Oh, my nostril breathing is not slow and silent. That's not silent, nor is it slow. But that's not silent, nor slow, especially in transition points of in versus out. Only a nostril breather can perform this. Really? A mouth breather cannot? Picture it like a slow rolling wave. Of your body. Your diaphragm is moving. Diaphragm is down here, right? Diaphragm? I think it's right here. The top of your stomach, something like that. Sing from your diaphragm. Yell from your diaphragm. Hey, guys! Your belly, something like that, is moving not just your lungs, but your blood circulation, and thus your heart rate and even brain chemistry. It bolsters sapience in situational awareness. Ask any sniper. Oh, no, ask a master sniper. The only master sniper I know was Chris Kyle. And Chris Kyle, I can't ask him right now. I have to hope to get to heaven so I can ask Chris Kyle if he's in heaven. How he nose breathed seamlessly. So that he had situational awareness and was able, and a steady hand. My grandpa had the shakes. I remember my uncle has sort of shakes. Anyway, thank you, Lin Yan Chin. Very much appreciated. Perhaps I can repent and one day be a seamless, silent nose breather with sapience and situational awareness. That's cool. Isn't that kind of cool? Let me just double check over on... Oh, yeah, there were some coffees. Ooh, boy. Oh, boy. The Key bought a coffee towards the end of the show yesterday, and I neglected to read it. The Key asks, or says, "Greetings, Hake. Very cool video of the rocket returning to Earth. Triple exclamation mark. That's 3, right? Not 4? 1, 2, 3. Yes. Thanks for the Over the Rhine recommendation. Absolutely love Ohio, and I Want You to Be My Love. A couple of songs from Over the Rhine. They're Christian. They're liberal. It's a husband and wife duo, but the wife has a different last name from the husband. You do the math. They're musicians. They're liberals. Karen Bergquist and Linford Detweiler. He plays the piano, and she sings. And it's a nice, it's sort of nice Christian pop, sort of. Folksy-esque. Something. The whole album is lovely. It kept me company this week, and it's a double album. Good music for the soul. Dove emoji with the olive leaf thing. Thank you, the key. That's much appreciated. I'm glad I was able to help. And there was this other super chat from Truck Driver. Truck Driver took offense. Or I disappointed him anyway. Pretty sure it's a him. Truck Driver, Senor James, very disappointed in yesterday's show in which you attacked our fellow flat earthers. I was like, hey, flat earthers. I'm spitting. Don't spit in the studio. You tried to call them POCs, when in reality, most of the flat earth community is spearheaded by white, mostly Republican, God-fearing men. I dare you to find a liberal flat earther. You won't. Also, for Mark's bragging about white men, let me remind him when his ancestors were running around naked. It's Buck. B-U-C-K. You can't be putting that. Don't read that word, kids. Naked, killing each other in Northern Europe. The brown people were bringing democracy and civilization to the rest of the world in the form of Greeks, Romana, Arabs, and other brown people. The Greeks were not brown, Truck Driver? Or were they? Truck Driver, you're kind of like talking out both sides of your mouth, bragging about the white flat earthers, and then bashing the so-called white Irishmen and Anglos. And don't say but. I guess it's not the worst word, but don't say that word, kids. It's buck. Naked. Like a buck. Right? I'm pretty sure. But thank you, Truck Driver. I don't remember trying to call them POCs. Maybe I called them like the blacks. They're like the blacks. You know how the blacks will just believe anything that's dumb and makes no sense? That's the flat earthers. The flat earthers are like the blacks. I was comparing them, man. And I didn't really attack. Don't be disappointed. My fellow flat earthers, because I'm an honorary flat earther. An honorary membership to the Flat Earth Society for my tireless efforts in promoting the flat earth to people all over the world. The Flat Earth Society, which some of you guys, I think, disavow. The real flat earthers disavow the Flat Earth Society, I guess. But shout out to Sho Sugino, who gave me these shirts, and some of those shirts that I've worn, and this flat earth model with the firmament that you can detach, and my Flat Earth Society certificate. And also, this wasn't a gift to me. It was for the producer at the time, Flat Earth Sean. But this is a big, beautiful globe with too many clouds in it to really decipher what you're looking at. Almost. I want the globe without any clouds. I know it's not realistic that way, but it's easier for me to see stuff. And I don't want it to be like a beach ball. But this will do. It's very fun. It's a useful prop to show you reality. A model of it. Nice. Well, thanks again, Truck Driver. All truckers are flat earthers. No pilots are flat earthers. Astronauts, they won't tell you. All right. At least one more call, and then I will get to into these stories. Joe in Phoenix, Arizona is on the line here. Joe, thank you for calling and holding, man. What's up? Are you there? Joe is on... Are you on mute? Come off of mute, you boomer.
Can you hear me now?
You Gen Xer. What's up? I can hear you.
Good morning, James. Sorry about that. Yeah, we all need a shower again now after that last caller and all the hateful ignorance and bigotry and stupidity, but that's okay. We'll leave it at that. Stephen and Marilyn, you were close. It's to St. Louverture with an L before the O. That was in Haiti.
And
of course,
do you agree that the Haitian Revolution was a genocide?
Of course not. Once again, you allowed neo-Nazi false propaganda to be spewed over your airwaves.
Don't be calling it that.
That's what it is. All the whites were
No,
not
it's not
killed,
necessarily.
Yeah.
When somebody says all, it can also mean a lot.
Okay.
Or
And
when you say
I'm sure
none, it can also mean very few.
and I know that you don't know history, but James, part of the revolutionaries were British, were Spanish, were Polish, who were also slaves or indentured servants who were also revolting. So it
And were
wasn't just
they
all the blacks
and were they killing the French?
killing the whites? Yes, they were, absolutely.
And so these whites, it was so-called white, like Polish. Is that really white? Killing the white French.
Yes, they were all part of the same group that were revolting against the slave masters.
Where are the
Yeah.
Polish Haitians today?
I have no idea. I haven't been to Haiti, actually.
We can't trust you either. Just FYI. I acknowledge that we don't necessarily know if Mark is telling the whole truth. He may not. He may be getting stuff wrong.
If he's talking,
But we
he's lying. So.
we also don't know that you're telling the truth, because you too say false stuff and you lie and you mischaracterize.
Not one, but go ahead and research what I say and get back.
Mark says the same thing. Mark says he never lies too.
Because that's what a liar would say. I am not a
And
liar. I have a long track record of giving actual sources and telling the truth. He does not.
Was Richard Nixon a crook?
Was he a crook?
Because he said, I am not a crook. Like you say, I am not a liar.
He did say that. Compare me to Tricky Dick, are you?
No, because I actually have a secret and ignorant admiration for Richard Nixon.
I'm glad you characterized it as so. All right.
But you didn't answer my question. Was Richard Nixon a crook? I really wanted to know.
That's a tough one, James. That's a tough one. I wouldn't say he's a crook, because crook to me means someone who has stolen something, or, I mean, he did technically break the law with the Watergate scandal, but to call him a crook, I don't know if he stole something or not.
Oh, okay. Did he break the law, or did somebody else break the law supposedly on his behalf, with or without his knowledge?
Well, supposedly it was at his behest.
Meaning he asked them to do it.
Correct.
Did he ask them to do something, and then they did something that was not exactly what he said to do?
From my understanding, he asked them to break into the DNC offices, which is at the Watergate Hotel, and that's what they did.
Okay, whatever. All right. So why don't we just call you and your fellow co-host misguided and spouting
with your co-defendant
and spouting lies? See, why are you calling us co-defendant? That sounds like you're trying to take the show to court.
Oh, no, I'm not doing that. I'm just saying that's where this is going to end up.
See?
And I know you like to ignore all the things I've said, James.
I'm not ignoring it. I'm acknowledging it that you are trying to do an evil setup with the Hake. You're admitting that you're an enemy of the show.
Not even close. I'm
yes,
the one trying to give you the heads up.
Yes, You're calling me a liar.
James, is Cosby free?
I don't even remember. I think he's not.
He is.
He is free?
Did Weisselberg go to jail twice?
I don't know, and I don't care. You're just changing the subject, really, as far as I'm concerned.
No, my point is, legally speaking, when I tell you things are going to happen, they happen.
Oh, Lord. Scaring C says that you're a mean-spirited person.
Well,
and I agree with him on that.
Well, that's okay.
That's not okay.
I'm the only one giving you a heads up on things, because you're really clueless, especially when it comes to history, as you admit.
That's irrelevant.
That's the whole point, especially when it comes to Woodrow Wilson. I know you talked about him last week, too.
The communist.
This was a guy who was president of Princeton, and president of a country. And now his name's been taken off the college at Princeton and taken off a building at Princeton.
Isn't that evil?
It's absolutely justified due to his insane, over-the-top racism.
Oh, Lord.
And the only reason why they haven't taken his name off the scholarship for undergraduates because they're legally bound for a certain amount of time, but the Board of Regents has already said they will take it off when that time expires.
This reminds me of this Heinz ad that I saw on the Jesse Lee Peterson show.
Heinz ketchup?
Yeah, Heinz ketchup. You know, John Kerry's wife? Heinz people put up these ugly, disturbing, nasty ads. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you saw these, but this is sick stuff. And JLP and Anchor Baby covered this. What we're looking at, guys, is a disturbing image of this marriage, I guess. This black gal, beautiful black gal. Mm-hmm. And then this white guy, handsome white guy, but he's like red-haired, light-skinned, and he's looking like he's the groom. And it's based on a true story, supposedly. Okay. And there is a black mother and a white father and mother, but the black mother doesn't have her husband. So they're like, they're not showing based on a true story, they're not showing a black father, racist. And it's a Heinz ad, and it's so gross. First of all, ketchup is not good. And then, okay, so that's racist, and that's considered racist. So they're taking it down not because it's vulgar and promoting the interracial agenda. No, they're taking it down because it's kind of not showing a black father. And then there's this dirty, nasty ad that should be taken down just because it's so gross. And it has this guy with a mouth covered in ketchup, and he's saying, ha, ha, ha. And that's compared to blackface, so dumb. It should be taken down because it's a gross-looking ad. I'm showing it very briefly because I can barely stand to look at it. It's gross. It's nasty. It should be taken down for that reason, and not because of it looks like blackface or minstrelsy. So, too, this guy, Woodrow Wilson, should be taken down for being a communist, not for being a racist. Give me a break. How is he racist?
Well, let's see. I mean, the things he said, but he also separated. He reintroduced segregation to many, many government offices, and he literally fired a majority of the black employees just because they were black.
How do you know that?
That's how.
Did he say just because they're black?
He didn't say it outright, but that was the clear intent behind his words, yeah.
Well, what's wrong with segregation?
Well, a lot. But before we get to that, you mentioned interracial couples.
Yeah.
Pew Research, and I was surprised at this, 96% of Americans, 96, James, now approve of interracial relationships. So the world that you're planning for, that. So the world
they approve it.
Planning for,
they approve it for others, not for their children.
And the world that your co-defendant is planning for is gone. The world is rejected.
I'm gonna get out of here, Joe from Phoenix. Don't be calling like that. Don't be talking like that. You're evil.
You don't like that term?
Yeah, you're evil.
Oh, that's too bad you feel that.
Goodbye, Joe. A snake in the grass. What an evil person. A sick person. Sick Joe. He's like Biden. I find Biden somewhat likable sometimes. But Joe Biden is an evil person. Just malicious, calling people racist who are not. Justifying the tearing down of good men like our greatest president, Trump. Not that you can tear down Trump, but trying to take him down, you know? Trying to call Trump the criminal when Trump is the law and order president. That's Joe from Phoenix. JLP promoting the law of the heart. The law of the heart. If you have the law of your heart, you don't need the law of the land because you love everybody. Joe from Phoenix does not love everybody. He's a snake in the grass. He is as bad as Mark ever has been. Because Mark from Los Angeles gets angry, openly angry. Joe from Phoenix is like the mama version of that, where he plays innocent like a sweet, innocent, intellectual, objective, serpent-like snake, like Obama. You know how Obama pretended to be, he pretended to be calm, but he's seething underneath because he's a hate-filled person, going after his political enemies, going after the whites, the Christians, the men. Oh, you'd think they'd be thanking me. Talking about the Tea Party. Just evil. Enemy of America. And the enemies of America, they're pretending like Trump saying the enemies of America is somehow so bad to be saying. They treat like Trump is an enemy of America. Why can't he call them what they are? They call him what he's not. Why can't he call them what they are? Sick Joe. Sick Joe Biden, sick Joe from Phoenix. Your co-defendant. And he pretends like he's not an enemy of the show. Trying to set up like, oh, you're going to be a defendant in court because these courts are going to go after you because you're going to be the inspiration for a terror attack. What an evil snake in the grass, living in his imagination, fantasizing about white terrorism or something. Total psycho. You guys can ban him if you want. You guys can ban him from the chat. Because he's an enemy of the show. Esoteric says Joe is trying to predict Hake's fall. Yeah. So go ahead. Mods, feel free to ban him. He's a snake. An evil snake in the grass with just malice. Pretending like, oh, we could get along. I just want you to be better. That's a mama stuff. That's what they pretend like, oh, we can get along. We want unity. We want joy. And then they go after Trump. They go after Trump supporters, whites, Christians. Is he in the chat? Yeah, he's been various things in the chat. He was like, Les Chate or something like that. Terrible. He's the new Marcus Jones. Yeah, Marcus Jones also a dirty snake. And I like Marcus Jones because Marcus Jones will say stuff in the chat. He's kind of like Popcorn's Thump Cake. That makes me, I like disagreeers. I like to deal with the disagreeers. Be better, Hake. I love dealing with the disagreeers. I like dealing with Joe. I like dealing with Earl, Tony, Jimmy from Nevada, except he hung up on me and kept on cussing. Learn how to act, though. I noticed Popcorn's Thump Cake knows how to act. He started, crossing lines, and I indicated to him, I guess. I don't know how he shaped up. But Popcorn's Thump Cake he's constantly super chatting, and I'm trying to deal with his stuff. And some of you guys don't like his super chats, but I like to read them because I can deal with the disagreeers. I can deal with the disagreement and address it. But when you have snaky accusations and trying to do setups and talking all big like he's this in touch with the feds and stuff like that, what a mess. Don't ban Joe. He's a great example of when not to be. I'm just saying you can ban him from the chat because he is an undermining person. I'm not necessarily banning him from calling the show. I don't know. Maybe I will. Steven is the new Earl. Joe brings engagement, dude. Well, we'll have to find another way. I know we can find a way. Yeah, that's another reason why I like the snakes in the snake pit. I do like the snakes in the snake pit because they spark. You guys can't help but react to them. No, but he's banned from the chat. What a mess. Is there one person in here who enjoys popcorn Trump legs chats? Just one? LOL. Am I the only one who likes it? That's a good question. Maybe I need to learn how to deal with popcorn thump kegs super chats better. What a mess. What's up? Speaking of the super chats, what's up, Xenia? Thank you for the support, as always. Canadian David. Bright, beautiful people in the Rumble crew. Shout out. Pinochet. Turfland Monkey, 45. Lord have mercy. Okay. Before I get back to calls, hang tight, callers. I will get to you. Like I said, that is just, it's like a disturbing image. It's like Norman Rockwell stuff. Disturbing, though. We're looking at this promoting of the interracial agenda. Yeah, anyway. Oh, quick super chat. Terry bought a coffee. I thought you said you were going to do a report on boba tea, Hake. What's your favorite flavor? Milk tea. I usually can go for plain black milk tea with boba and sometimes custard if I'm feeling real indulgent. Boba emoji. Do you ever go for jellies or popping bubbles? No. I mean, I did it once because I was like, okay, yeah, I'll try it. I regretted it. Give me the tapioca. Tapioca is where it is. It's not where it's at, it's where it is. Indeed. That's right. Okay, so let me cover that. I think I brought that over. That would have been CNN, Commie Nonsense Network, pretty sure. Let's see. Boba. The heck? Oh yeah, there it is. The origins of what they call bubble tea. Psh, please. Anchor Baby is trying to tell me that it's bubble tea and boba goes in bubble tea. How come there's no bubbles in boba? And I feel ridiculous talking about boba because I'm not Asian, but my Asian friends, I remember in high school they started having it and they started having these big wide straws and then blowing the boba like spitballs at each other in the hallways. It was founded in the 80s, become an unstoppable worldwide trend since it was invented in the 80s. I resent boba shops because a boba shop replaced my favorite Little Caesars location right by my grandma's house. It's horrible. One of Taiwan's most beloved beverages. And it's, you know, of course, we let the Taiwanese over here, or should I say Chinese. I used to be like, oh yeah, Taiwan is not China. And then I met a Taiwanese who was supporting Obama and Occupy, a student. Psst. So now I'm like, forget Taiwan, you're China. Isn't that malicious? It's terrible. Malicious Hake. The origins of what they call bubble tea. What kind of lame-o calls it bubble tea? One of Taiwan's most beloved beverages. Maggie Hu Fu Wong. Well, okay, she would know. But we're not listening to the woman. And there's these little... There's the boba. That's the real stuff. Over in Santa Monica, they closed it down, but they had... I disavow this, but they had spiked boba. They closed down. Their shop was kind of a vibe. You could optionally... Anyway, we won't get into that. But these are like orange, weird, not good, probably. Where they pop. Please. Invented in the 1980s, bubble tea, also called black pearl tea or boba tea, is a beloved Taiwan icon. I didn't know it was from Taiwan. What? Why are you calling it S-wordy? What do a S-word exy say? Hong Kong icon, a bankrupted entrepreneur, and a failed military defense campaign have in common? They all contribute to the rise of, I'm going to call it boba. They're calling it bubble. The insanely popular Taiwanese drink taken the world by storm in recent years, meaning the last 30 years, 40 years, 80s. Now it's back in the spotlight thanks to recent comments by Marvel actor Simu Liu. DEI actor. I don't know. Who is this person? Never heard of him. I don't watch Marvel movies. They're just so lame and kiss up. Oh, but he might be not that annoying. He doesn't look that annoying, right? Shang-Chi. He doesn't look that annoying, does he? But you never know. Once they start talking, they're annoying. Kind of like a pretty girl. A pretty girl. And then she starts opening her mouth and it's like, oh, okay, never mind. 35-year-old actor, 5'11", Avengers, Marvel movies. What a joke. Anyway. Don't give me this. Common Nonsense Network. I don't want to unlock your world. The world. Okay, so this guy talked about it, and so a lot of people are into it. Okay, so some reality show, he talked about it in Canada, and nice. The trendy sugary drink. Not good. Sugar, not that good for you. In fact, the bobas are pretty sugary too, so have it with easy boba. Easy, not extra. Easy, meaning less than they normally give. Even when you have it easy boba, you still have to fill it with water again through the straw and finish off the bobas. But I heard, isn't tapioca kind of good for your nails and stuff? Does it have gelatin or no? I don't know. I always learned that Jell-O, which has gelatin, is good for your fingernails and maybe your hair strength. Fingernails specifically. If your fingernails are always breaking or ripping or stuff, eat more Jell-O. Bill Cosby, based. Whatever. I just wanted to find out when it started. Oh, it started with foam tea. Invented in the 80s, bubble tea, also called black pearl tea or boba tea, is a beloved Taiwan classic. Blah, blah, blah. Tea, milk, and bubbles. Little balls made of anything from tapioca, and they're not bubbles. Bubbles are filled with air. It's like the earth. It's solid. It's not filled with, well, this one is filled with air. So this is basically a beach ball bubble. Fruit jelly. So nasty. It can be traced back to the 1940s. A mixologist in an izakaya, hopefully that's not a bad word, in Taiwan under Japanese rule during World War II. Base Japanese! Give them back their military. Hand-shaken tea made with cocktail shakers. Rich, silky iced tea with fine air bubbles on top, dubbed foam tea in Taiwan. Classic. Why are they calling it bubble? It looks so dumb. All right, anyway. Those are the things. What they have pizza? That now that's just mocking me. I don't know how they came up with it. I don't really care either, by the way. But let me just check. Revolutionary invention at the time. Not only were cold drinks uncommon, but the idea of consuming food and beverages for pleasure had only begun to grow in the post-war Taiwan. Wow. Interesting. I don't even mind if they're like old and chewy and stale and falling apart. Anyway, whatever. Maybe that's why my teeth are like that. I don't even have it that much. Nice. Okay. Whatever. I don't know. I don't care. Thank you, Terry. We'll get we'll get back to calls. Manuel in California is on the line here. Manuel, thank you for calling and holding there, man. How you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing fine. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I wouldn't. Well, you do whatever you want, but I would keep Joe around for a little bit longer.
And why?
Just so you can. How do you word that? I'm big about like trapping people. Let them just speak as much as they can, and eventually they'll reveal themselves. But he's already kind of done that already.
Yeah.
It brings something to the show. You can catch him up on things. And,
right.
I mean, he's got good information. Not good information. He's got information. He's knowledgeable. He knows how to get under people's skin. Like Mark, he can get under Mark's skin easily.
Right. True.
Fairly easily.
Yep.
But you should make them all come to church one time. Make a bet with
no,
them.
thanks. No, those guys are so. Those guys they're just beside themselves with evil, anger.
Right.
I don't want to bring that into church. Don't come.
Church is the point of getting together, getting over it.
That's for people who actually want help. Neither of those guys want help. They don't want to change.
Right.
They think they're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should tell Alex and William to come down one time. Do like a little group meetup one time. They seem like good people too.
I mean, people are normal people who actually love Bond, see what Bond is about, who know that they're wrong or realize Jesse's right. Those people are welcome at church, whoever they are.
Right.
Even let's say Ronnie from Ohio. He knows that Jesse's right about anger and stuff. He disagrees about Trump and stuff. Who cares? Or he thinks that racism might be. I don't know if he thinks racism is real, but that type of man who disagrees on a lot of stuff is welcome. But I don't want to be inviting people who are just snakes or all about themselves or whatever.
I know.
Into there.
I'm playing devil's advocate on that one.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
just think it'd be funny. Actually, the real reason is selfish. I want to know who they are. I want to meet them. If they were to go, I would definitely go again.
Right. I know it would be. I'm oftentimes, kind of like how I didn't know how you looked. I thought you were this like broad-shouldered, dark, Mexican-looking guy, and you were just like this more fit, light-skinned, Hispanic, Portuguese guy, American guy.
You see how like I called in and told you like I don't believe in racism because or even the mixed racing thing. I don't know where I fit.
Yeah.
You look at me, white. Like a lot of people just instantly say you're white.
Yeah.
So that's why like I say it's confusing because you really don't know where you fit. And I grew up that my whole life. I mean, I'm glad I grew up where I grew up because I grew up in a farming community where there was a lot of white people
Yeah.
and a lot of Mexicans.
Right.
So like it worked out.
True.
But yeah, it's funny how we have an idea of what people are. Or even like when I showed up to that thing, like I thought it was just going to be different because I just made up a whole idea in my head of what it would be.
Right.
And it blew my mind. It was even better. Now that you see my situation, usually like when I go places, everyone's over here like trying to hold my hand.
Yeah.
Let me get the door for you. Where you park? Let me carry stuff for you. Like that drives me nuts. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, you saw I'm capable of doing what I need to get done. And so I was kind of expecting that was going to happen because you know how church people usually are. They're so nice and loving. Mama, they're all over you. But this was like amazing to be just left alone and be normal, you know, like treated like a normal person.
Right. Yeah, I noticed that about Jesse. No matter what, there's people who come in with no arms, there's people who come in all kinds of ways. And he said it himself last week or 2 weeks ago. If transgenders or people, drag queens or whatever, walked in, I wouldn't have a thought about it. And that's how he is. He understands. He sees it's about the person, not the outside.
Right. Like yesterday when I called in, I was getting on Terry's case. Jesse's assignment was not to be judging, and I'm judging.
Right. That's
and
true.
I wouldn't be able to help if I was not if I wasn't judging. I'd probably be able to handle that or help in the situation better. Instead, I was judging. I was more worried about like you're not looking at this, but you're only looking at this.
Right.
Blinding myself, you know. So I see what he means exactly by that.
Yep.
And oh man, I'm so glad I caught on to this because I really, really do want to work on myself just to be better for myself in the long run.
Totally.
Do you know who Marcus Wesson is?
I recognize the name, but I don't know offhand.
In Fresno that murdered his family, a black guy.
Oh wow, 78 years old.
Yeah, remember when Tony was all like saying, "Oh, when the Fresno Bulldogs was the last time they put like a non-white gang up on the TV or something like that." This was like 2 weeks ago when Jesse brought up the Aryan Brotherhood thing.
Yeah.
And so when I was researching that, I found that Marcus Wesson thing too. I was like, "Oh, I forgot about that guy." But I just didn't know if you ever heard of him.
No, I hadn't heard of him. I'm looking at a picture of him and pulling it up online. Marcus Wesson. And he's a prison Getty Images photograph of him. And he was is an American mass murderer and child R-wordist convicted of 9 counts of first-degree murder, 14 sex crimes, including rape and molestation of his underage daughters. 16 plus children. Wow.
Yeah, he had children with his own children and then locked them all up in the house and wouldn't let them leave. And like had a bus like that was underground at his house. Bunch of crazy stuff. But
yeah.
It's just crazy how Jesse always says like the evil, you never know what it'll do. You see how crazy people get.
Yep.
Just with the anger.
And he looks like a normal guy. I mean, you look at his face, other than like his wild hair. But there's a lot of normal guys who have this hair, right? And that's crazy, man. I mean, people are evil.
Yeah, he was like a bus driver, too, for the district over there, Fresno District Unified.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Those bus drivers.
Oh. That's why I want you to have Joe stick around. I forgot. You need to ask him what his mom is.
Oh, whether his mother is white or black. No, I mean, I'll take his calls. It's just he can't be talking like that. That's so evil.
I get it.
Yeah.
It's man, when you want to be right, you'll almost do anything. I see that I've done that too. Like with that judging thing or even his biblical question.
Yeah.
Almost like I want to be right. And I see where he's at too. Like, you just got to be right. So you'll say mean things just to shut them up or give them a shock or just to end the conversation completely because you don't care what the other person has to say as long as I'm right.
Yeah.
I do that quite a bit. You know, I'm catching myself.
True.
Like just in this section right here, I'm telling you to ask him who his mother is. Like, it doesn't really matter.
Right. I know. It is. I sympathize with your interest in people and what their physical attributes, and you know, the race thing is just interesting to me. How people end up.
It gets me like
their mindset.
It's me being nosy too. I like getting into people's business for some reason. Like,
yeah. I'm laughing, but it's not good. You're right. That's interesting.
Right. You can laugh at me. I ain't gonna cry.
I mean, I'm laughing because I'm like that. I like knowing stuff about people because it kind of tells you about them, and it kind of a backstory kind of fills in.
Right. You kind of start to understand.
Right.
Not understand, but like see whatever they've gone through or what they're thinking. You know, I like to know people's minds. Like, why do you think a certain way?
Yep.
I've had plenty of people tell me, like, damn, dude, you're freaking, you need to get out of my head. Like, I feel like you're in my head. And I just start laughing because I know what I'm doing. I'm trying to, like, understand you. And I shouldn't be doing that because now I'm just doing it for my own reasons.
Yeah. Yep.
Right on.
Good to hear from you, man. All right, you too. Take care. Bye. All right. Real fast. Speaking of food, real fast, would you mind? Poor Marcus Wesson. He's getting the death penalty, they say. Stressed out. I saw this. This was sort of interesting. Real quick. Dietitians say you should stock up on these foods. Speaking of stress. I don't know if stress really even came up, but this is from the Huffington Post. Far left extremists off the deep end had to be bought out to be saved. Huffington Post. And they say, no, it's not wine. Of course it's not. Leigh Weingus posted this on Huffington Compost. And they say, don't be drinking the sugary pumpkin spice lattes because fall is here. And sugars increases your stress. So for many people, and it's not. It's not good. I mean, it makes your allergies come out, right? You eat something sugary, and your nose starts running. You do the math. Isn't that true? Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong though. At least not in large part. Okay, so they're saying, it's always important to seek the advice of a mental health professional. Well, what if they're on strike because they're spoiled, like the people at, that is this judgmental words, like the people at Kaiser Permanente, registered dietitian, a woman, Maggie, Michael Zick puts it. Who is this person? Hopefully it's not vulgar. Oh, terrible. This gal, it's pushing women. I'm sick of this stuff. Some foods have different properties that can support our bodies and help ensure they're not vitamin and mineral depleted in times of stress, so that you're not vitamin and minerals depleted. Pumpkin seeds, calming mineral. They can be a stress reliever, high in magnesium. Magnesium can be good for your brain and stuff, neurotransmitters in the brain. I knew one guy who did magnesium. I call it did magnesium. And he was able to do like 100 leg lifts, whereas normally he could do like 50. He could do 100. He doubled his leg lifts, or added a third at least. Ample magnesium, although magnesium can mess you up if you get it wrong. So just let food be thy medicine. Is that in the Bible? I'm kidding. I know it's not in the Bible. Some smart person said it, though. 300 to 400 milligrams. And there's something else that has magnesium, right? Tuna. I don't like tuna, but I do like albacore. Albacore is tuna, right? I like barbecued albacore. It kind of tastes like chicken. But I don't like that canned tuna stuff. I don't like tuna sandwiches. It's nasty, my opinion. Because it feels like it's vinegary or something like that. Feels like pickles, or it tastes like pickles, or something gross like mayonnaise. I call it mayonnaise. Mayonnaise. Ugh. Nasty. If you had told me that mayonnaise is just eggs, then maybe I would have been able to take it. But I am picky about my eggs too. Scrambled. Well done. Maybe not well done, but not slimy. A can of tuna can help lower your stress levels because it has vitamins B6 and B12. May prevent and help manage anxiety. These anxious women, you know they're not Christians. Be anxious for nothing. Well, actually, even the Christians are a bunch of women now, huh? We're just anxious women. Neurotransmitters regulate mood and anxiety, explains another woman, Tamar Samuels. Is that a woman? A woman, a POC gal. Mildly attractive. But anyway. Registered dietitian, co-founder of Kulina Health. B12 in your central nervous system function and deficiency in this nutrient can cause nerve damage. B12 and folate supplementation may help balance stress and regulate mood. Maybe you should pray. Salmon, that's not so bad. Salmon. Salmon is not so fishy and nasty. It's good. It's sort of pink. It's like a dark pink. Because it's high in omega-3s, whatever that is, fatty acids. It's also in reduce inflammation, increase serotonin activity, whatever that is. Not a fan of fish? Oh, come on. How can you not be a fan of salmon? Maybe salmon messes with people sometimes. Walnuts, chia seeds, flax seeds also contain high levels of omega-3s. Walnuts are sort of greasy and fatty. Flax seeds. Flax seeds aren't flax seeds... In moderation, it's okay, but aren't they estrogenic if you have too much? Chia seeds, that just sounds girly. Chia. And they're calling this person by her last name, Samuels. It's not Samuels, it's her first name, whatever that is, Tamar. Well, I see why they said Samuels. Orange juice. Orange juice. What about oranges themselves? It helps deal with oxidation or something like that. No added sugar. Vitamin C. They do say, kale. Or spinach. Spinach, probably better than kale, in my opinion. Kale is okay, but it can mess with people. Especially if you have too much. There was this gal who called in who had too much kale. But spinach, just fresh spinach. I'm not a fan of that canned stuff. Shout out to Popeye. He's pretty strong. Popeye has almost as big of forearms as Hake. Better not give myself an aneurysm. Filled with folate and antioxidants like beta-carotene. That's that orange stuff, right? Sweet potatoes have beta-carotene. Carrots. Maybe potatoes themselves. Some research shows leafy greens can help support brain health. I mean, that stuff is just actually pretty good. Greens also contribute to tryptophan. Happy hormone. Oh, come on. Avoid when you're stressed. Avoid when you're stressed. What do they say? Foods high in added sugars, problematic. Alcohol, I think they say. Caffeine. Don't be having too much caffeine. Increase your heart rate, overstimulate the nervous system. It puts you on, like, emergency mode. That's not good. Be more like Joel. By the way, Joel Friday is, I believe, scheduled. Omid says all pilots are flat earthers. I didn't know that. No wonder they're dying. They're dropping like flies. There was a pilot who died in the cockpit, I think. What's up, modern day debate? Beta-carotene, indeed. Satan's Dirty Game is Joel Friday's show that's coming up, guys and gals. Spinach is only good fresh. I'm with you, Golden Rule TV. What's up, Lisa, our resident health expert? Anti-mayo is anti-white. No. Mayo is a recent phenomenon, I bet. Check your globe religion, globies. This is a modern day debate who's in the chat. I've been on modern day debate a number of times. JLP has too. Check him out. Check out the channel. Great channel. Nobody's perfect, says this propaganda. Look at this nobody is perfect propaganda. Sick propaganda. But irregardless, if anybody is not perfect, as the Bible says, we have an advocate with the Father. So don't be worrying. Don't worry. You're just adding to your worries and sorrows by worrying. So don't worry just because you're not perfect, but you should be perfect. But don't be worrying if you're not perfect. But be perfect. That's hang in there. Doesn't that make you feel even more stressed out when they say, hang in there? Especially this gal. Who's this? Oh, I didn't even see a picture of this person. Let's see who wrote this. Who wrote this? Who's your editor? Lay. I got to keep it moving. I don't have time. I can't figure out how to zoom in. I'm a boomer. We got to get back to calls. Do we not? William is in California on the line here. William, how you doing, man? Thanks for holding.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Doing fine. Thank you.
Right on, right on. Haven't talked to you since like the middle of the week last week, and was taken off, and I'm glad to hear that David and Ocala and Rick are okay from the hurricane.
Yeah, Rick in Hampton, VA.
They called. I see they had called when I was on my way to the airport the other day, but I'm glad to hear that those guys are okay, and really glad to hear Mark. Really glad to hear Mark's back.
Yep.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, what's that guy's name? You were just showing a picture of him. I remember him.
There's a guy in Fresno named Wesson. Marcus Wesson.
Yeah, tortured.
Black guy.
Tortured and R-worded and incested. He did a lot of things.
Terrible, man.
A lot of evil things. Kind of remind me of that guy in Philly that shot up the Jewish neighborhood. Remember that?
Oh. No, I don't remember offhand.
I think it was. I think there were some Black Hebrew Israelites.
Now you're ringing about a man with his wife or girlfriend or something, right? They shot up a bunch of. Yeah. That was in Philly, huh?
Yeah, it was in Philly. That guy kind of reminds me of him, you know.
Yeah.
Black and sweaty and hairy and black and sweaty and hairy and
Not
hairy,
good.
black and sweaty.
Terrible.
Yeah. But, I'm glad to hear Mark's voice again back on the air. And about that question about Haiti, I do believe I've heard several stories in the past about Haiti that they're actually cursed, the country.
Well, I mean, they...
well, no, I'm going to say actually. I've just been hearing different people say that.
People say that, yeah. I mean, people claim that they're Christian, but Mark yesterday pointed out that they may be mixing, or Mark says that they're mixing their voodoo type stuff in with the Christianity, and it's not really Christianity at all. It's malicious and crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're definitely dysfunctional compared to beautiful, relatively functional, the country right next to them on their
next
east
door
coast.
to them. Yeah.
The other half of the island, the Dominican Republic.
Right. You look at the Google map, you'll see Haiti part is like brown, like just dirt and rubble.
Oh, wow.
And the other part is green.
Yep. And they want to act like, it's because they had to pay reparations to France for something, which they did, right? Supposedly.
Yeah.
But that's not what destroyed them. You can make a living if you're a functional person. Don't be dysfunctional.
Right. They destroyed it themselves.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah. And speaking of Christians, I haven't talked to you since the dinner. The roast. And Trump did very, very well. Very well.
Al Smith, is that what it's called?
Yeah, the Al Smith dinner.
Yeah.
And Trump did good. You don't have to match hate with hate, but to tell you the truth, Kamala, that video was mocking of the Catholics was, and the cardinal sitting right there was very disrespectful and horrible. But
I didn't really look into that story. I remember that Kamala. I remember that Kamala sent a video in. I didn't know that she mocked the Catholics, according to you.
She did some innuendos, pretty bad.
Yeah,
but she wasn't funny. Trump was as funny as he could be. I think he's actually funnier if he just comes off the cuff on his own.
True.
He had to read those jokes and everything.
I think he wrote them.
Did he write them?
I think that he said that he wrote them and then he walked that part back. And so I don't know. But you're right. When you write something in advance versus when you're speaking off from the heart,
not as funny.
It's so much better when it's what is that?
Yeah.
Spontaneous.
Yeah. And he's good at that.
Yeah, definitely.
He seems to be leading in all the battleground states, and he's doing pretty good.
Cool.
And
I hope he wins. It would be nice.
I hope he wins too.
Yeah,
it'd be good for him and everything. I went to the Formula One race down in Austin, Texas, and I was hoping somebody in our chat, Chase in Texas, he was asking me about it. I said, "Man, you need to go. What a super weekend!"
Right on.
They made $1 billion down there that weekend. Last weekend in Austin, Texas, and took the girlfriend. Me and one of my oldest friends from San Francisco. He lives in Texas, so we took the girls this time. It was nice time. Got in the pits, got to see some of the drivers and the teams, and up close on the cars and everything, and answering a lot of goofy questions from my girlfriend. Why is the steering wheel coming out of the car? Why do they have this on the car? Why doesn't the car have headlights? And,
I guess that's what you get for taking her.
It was good for her, though. She
nice.
said, she likes to get into some of the things that I'm into. I was into racing.
Right on.
And that Formula One stuff is very technically advanced. There's just a 1.4, 1.5 liter engine putting out 1,400 horsepower and glued to the ground, and it's just really good show. It's all Greek to me, but that's pretty fun. That's cool. Yes, that's what she said. I'm sitting there explaining to her this and that and this, and then I looked over to the side, and do you know what she was doing in the stands while the cars were going around the track? Texting. No, she was crocheting. Wow. That was actually my first guess, believe it or not. I pictured that for some reason. She was crocheting. I'm like, did you see this? She says, why are they screaming so loud? I said, that's the RPM. She goes, oh, what's the RPM? I'm like, oh, God. But it was good. Guess who was the entertainment? Sting. Oh, cool. That's fun. And Eminem. Interesting. They played at the track, and I think that drummer from the Police, Stuart Copeland, I think he was back there. I don't think the third guy was there, but Sting puts on a good show. I don't know if you've ever seen him. I have not in person. I know that he has long fingers that he can play the guitar really well. The bass. Oh, he plays the bass. Maybe I'm confusing him with somebody else. Maybe Tom Petty. Who has the long fingers who plays guitar really well? Probably Tom Petty. Yeah, rest in peace, Tom Petty. Yeah. Could be Tom. Jimi Hendrix has mittens on him. He had some really long fingers. Yeah. I'm thinking of some white guy from those old classic days. Speaking of white, that was quite a feat with the rocket coming back to the platform. Awesome, huh? Shout out to Elon Musk. Yeah. A white man. Indeed. Boy, you guys be coming up with some gadgets, man. They do. Yep. Shout out. Please leave these white folks alone. I know. Come on now. How are we going to be able to? They're friendly. They invent things. Yep. They colonize countries. They don't steal. They usually just buy it. Right. Leave them alone. Yeah. I'm with you, man. Thank you. Maybe I will come down and visit you guys one day, though. That'd be cool. You'd be welcome to join us for church or whatever. That guy that was on the phone, with that guy on the phone there, is that the one that's the drummer? He's a really killer drummer. Not today. He hasn't called in today. Alex from California. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, James, hey, I'm going to let you move these wheels.
Appreciate it.
And good talking to you. Just wanted to check in with you. Had a good trip.
Nice.
And we'll talk to you next time.
Sounds good. Take care.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Bye. And Rick, hey, I can actually get to Rick from Hampton, VA on the line here. Rick, how you doing?
What's going on, James? What's going on with you?
Not much. You're sounding good, eh? Your phone connection's sounding good too.
Today. What's happening with you?
Just hanging out.
So, man, I was like to comment on what Will was saying about Haiti.
Yeah.
And, I love to hear that brother talk. That's why I call him the OG, the Godfather.
Old gentleman, right? Is that what that stands for?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Well, no,
original gangster.
Yeah, but mine stands for the Godfather. You know how you always have that not old person, your older person that has wisdom in the neighborhood for the teenagers and stuff.
Yeah.
Always got some wisdom nuggets to spit out.
Right on.
And that's what I consider Brother Will. I like him. He be point on.
What's your take on Haiti? Are they cursed or
and
why? If they are, why?
Well, for the most part, Voodoo is very heavy down there, and that's why the Dominican Republic won't allow them in. But they try to paint that as racism, but no, it's not.
Yeah.
Because they out of order. They can't even protect their president. The gangsters run the country.
Wow. Yeah, I heard that actually.
Yeah. So what happens when they come to Haiti? I mean, the Dominican Republic, first they do is look out for their people first. And after their people get through buying and doing whatever they need to do, then they allow the Haitians to come in and sell some items, which I don't blame. They're taking care of home first, then they helping someone else out.
Yeah, makes sense.
And Voodoo, man, just it's always been down there, man. It's like they made a deal with the devil.
Yeah, and the people, they're a mess. Shout out to the Haitians. I've known a couple of Haitians.
And not to say that I'm not saying they not no Christian Haitians down there. That's probably what's keeping the item from going in the water. It's the few Christians that aren't truly there.
Yeah.
You see. So that's that's what it is, man. They are into voodoo.
Right.
They're not spiritual at all.
And the voodoo is not really the problem itself either. It's just a symptom of the evil hearts that they have.
Right. And
the blind
guess what?
minds.
They're going to act accordingly. You see what I mean?
Yep. True.
They're going to act accordingly.
Yeah.
And which is voodoo is evil.
Yeah.
You see?
Fair enough.
They're going to act accordingly.
Fair enough.
And that was a good point, what Brother Will brought up. And right there is a good example why you should choose to hold on to God.
Yeah.
Why you should choose to hold on to God.
Very true, man. Good input on Haiti.
Yes, sir. If you don't hold on to God, you hold on to the Prince of Darkness, and he'll make sure you don't hold on to nothing else.
That's cool.
And it's true. But God loves us. But God loves us so much that He will choose us. If we want to be on Satan's payroll, He'll allow it.
That's for sure. And boy, are most of us on that Satan's payroll.
Yeah, it you just got to come to the decision when you want. Hey, man, I need to change up, man. I need to go find me a new employer, which will be God. And God is always there. We just, man, want to do what we want to do. We are rebellious in nature.
We really are. It's.
Look at the women. Like the feminist women. They just, to me, that's just a bunch of women that teaches women how to be rebellious.
It really is. I was watching this show from 100 years ago, or portraying 100 years ago, and they're talking about these women trying to go behind the backs of their husbands in order not to have more kids. I don't want more kids. And it's casting them as victims and doing for themselves, striking out for their independence. But it's evil. It's evil.
And that's the thing when it comes to abortion.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, if a woman can have if a woman can if a woman can have an abortion, especially if she's married, she should be made to go tell her husband at least. Maybe they can talk about it. But she can go right behind her husband back and not be asking men that, when men are for abortion. I say, look, let me ask you a question. You got your wife pregnant. You expecting y'all to have a child.
Right.
And she goes off and getting an abortion. How would you receive that? I mean, it won't be no honey bun then. I mean, you're going to be like, whoa.
It's true. Yeah. Terrible.
I actually, they can never answer the question you ask them. I say, look, what if you were married and your wife went off and got an abortion because she can? Didn't let you know nothing. How would that make you feel?
Like my wife is not my wife.
Yeah, she'd be like, hey, my queen, my. I even heard some men call their wife mama. Yes, mama. I mean, I just think like men are just so weak these days, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like now when a couple gets married, like just two women getting married, pretty much. Even the other man.
That's so true, man. It's a shame.
It's two women getting married, and I even look at when I look at liberal news like CNN, MSNBC, how the men are just feminine.
Yup.
I just and you don't find old mass. That's one thing I like about Fox News. You do see some. I believe to be some masculine men on there.
At least trying to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I understand that.
I do see that. That's what I like about Fox. You know what I mean? And Fox can be two-faced sometimes, but at most point, thank God for Fox, man, because we once have no other view. Nothing.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So.
It's great hearing from you, Rick.
Hey, thanks for having me there, James. Y'all keep up the good work, man.
That sounds good.
The Jesse Lee Peterson Show, the Hake Report, Joel Friday Show, the Inca Baby. Keep the show, keep the knowledge going, man.
Nice. Thanks again. Take care.
Love you guys. Be blessed.
Bye. A few quick super chats I got to show you over on streamlabs.com/the Hake Report. Sorry, I keep showing you this guy, Marcus Wesson. Ooh, brutal. Okay, over on Streamlabs, there was one from Gregatron that came in. See if I can find it for you. Hey, Hake, I enjoyed your little AI song. Shout out to great Jake Husdon for it, who hosted me, interviewed me. It reminded me of an 80s or 90s sitcom intro or a 90s cartoon intro. Very cool. You should play it more. Take this until payday. Thank you, man. And he likes donating to me via Streamlabs because he gives me $3.53, or he gave me $3.53, as opposed to buymeacoffee.com/the Hake Report, which is only in $3 increments. See, a coffee is $3 for Hake. Or you can give 3 coffees or 9 coffees or however many, 5 coffees, whatever. And then it's multiples of 3, something like that. Nice. But thank you, Gregatron. I was looking at the Facebook crew and the Rumble crew. Oh, what's up, Rumble people? And the D Live crew. I gotta give credit to the D Livers. But on Facebook, somebody, GG Cash, I think, right? Yeah, GG Cash 22 gave 22 lemons. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Hey, what's up, Beta Legs? And Nazulium. Nice to see ya. On Facebook, I saw this interesting tip from Lisa, our resident health expert. Hey, James. Funny, the Hake Report. I made a huge amount of tuna egg salad for lunch. So good. Right on. Good for you. You can have mine. You can have my portion too. Because I don't want the tuna unless it's barbecued albacore, in which case I'll have it. And I don't want the egg salad. Ugh. But maybe I should stop being so picky and spoiled. So terrible. Someone yelled, "Praise Jesus," and Kamala said, "Oh, you were at the wrong rally." Yeah, I heard that. I heard that on on the Jason Lee Peterson show. over on a couple more of Rumble Rants. I mean, not Rumble Rants. A couple more coffees from Harmony. 5 more specifically. Free Bird. Very nice. Is that a reference to that one band? And Deus Intra about our coffee. I had a dream that all the world was brand new. The streets, the buildings, the cities were impeccable. But there were hardly any minorities. I prefer your dream to Martin Luther King's dream, because Martin Luther King's dream was, what do you call it? What do you call Martin Luther King's dream? You call it passive-aggressive. Martin Luther King and his passive-aggressive mama dream, talking about people will be judged by character and the content of their character and not the color of their skin. They already are. And they are less now because they're focusing more on the skin. Because he was a communist, a liar. Typical. Just speaking facts and not truth. It's me, Xenia, with the Rumble Rant. Great show. Thank you, Xenia. Appreciate that. And now I got, the song has gone to bed and so must I. I hate to go and leave this pretty sight, but Joel Friday is coming up next, and you guys asked for this. Somebody asked for this, and I think it's a nice idea. I was going to play something else, but I think I'll do this. It's the Hake Report, guys. Bye, guys. Oh, yeah.
Monday to Friday, he's on the air. Case reporting news with that bold stare. From the JLP network, he's holding strong. Debates and callers, yeah, he's never wrong. Interviewing legends from far and near. Mexico to Iowa, you'll always hear. Destiny and voice, they step to the mic. But Hake holds his ground in every fight. It's the Hake Report.
Hake Report.
Yeah, live every day. Take short calls, hear what you gotta say. From Richard Spencer to Steve King's views.
Hey.
Tune in now for the Hake News. Those naked chats to callers across the sea. Hake keeps it real, let the truth run free. Producing church with JLP. Bob never me, building strong, you'll see. He's out there debating, no fear in his eyes. Breaking down the lies, calling out the disguise. From the kill stream to Dylan's table.
Hey.
Hake stands firm, he's always able. The Hake Report, yeah, he's live every day. Take short calls, hear what you gotta say. From Richard Spencer to Steve King's views. Tune in now for the Hake News.
Shout out to Jake Husdon. This is good though. AI music better than Hake music. Whatever. Destiny is a girl's name.
Supporters, the live chat crew, super chats rolling, keeping it true. Comment, subscribe, every call, every share. The Hake Report's taking it everywhere. So call in live, hear what's in store. With Hake on the mic, you're always wanting more.
So nice.
The family show, no gossip or hate.
No gossip, no hate.
Truth and news every weekday at 8. It's the Hake Report, yeah, he's live every day. Take short calls, hear what you gotta say.
9.
From Richard Spencer to Steve King's views. Tune in now for the Hake News.
Country, rock, pop, metal, harmonious. Adios, America. Joel Friday TV coming in next. Bye.